Hey guys, so my friend Challice recently did a video talking a little bit about how they were going to be doing a no spend month in the month of January and potentially a no spend year. And Challice shares a lot of different money making tips and tricks and how to get by in a pinch. And it really inspired me and also reminded me that I used to do this I did this a few times. I was going to say a regular basis, but can twice really be considered a regular basis? I don't quite think so. In February, for at least 2 years, I did a no spend month and then promptly forgot all about it. And I decided, inspired by Challice, I'm going to be doing this again this February. So if you've never heard of a no spend month, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's a month where you try not to spend any money. But everyone's is a little bit different. I mean, you're not gonna not pay your bills and stuff like that. Everyone has different exceptions. What some people see as a necessity is maybe not a necessity to the next person. So I want to talk a little bit about kind of why I want to do a no spend month and how that's going to look for me. And then hopefully in about a month and a bit at the end of February, I will do an update and kind of share how the month went. So I've just decided to do this no spend month on my own. Haven't actually told Jared about it, but I'm the spender in the house, so whether or not he's on board, it's not going to make that huge of a difference. If I'm not spending money, we're going to be saving money. And there's a few reasons I want to do a no spend month now in particular. One is we are currently not fostering, and that has been a source of income for the last 2 years. Depending on where you live, obviously fostering is different, etc. But where we live, the money they give goes above and beyond what a child needs for their day-to-day. They actually increased it in the last few years so that it is partially a bit of a wage. It's not a ton, but it's going to make a difference. We went from having 2 kids a few months ago to foster children a few months ago to having none right now. So that obviously is going to change our financial situation a little bit. And we are going to be taking in less money, but I really don't want to change our giving, our tithes to the church and the different organizations that we give to that much. Like, it will change because we increased it when we were fostering because of the money that was coming in. But I don't want to be like, oh, now we're not getting that money, now we don't give any money to the church or anything like that. Giving is really important to me. I feel like we have been blessed with so much. Surely we could, like, not buy as many books maybe and therefore give money. We all have our things that we like to spend money on, right? Yeah, books are definitely one of mine, in case you haven't noticed. Over the years, as our wage has increased, also our spending has increased. It's a normal thing for people to make more money and then therefore spend more money. We started out our married life broke, living in a very, very dumpy and cheap little house trailer, and we did not make very much money, therefore we did not spend very much money. But then, slowly the wage increase and the money spending somehow increases as well. And I need to, for myself, step back and think about where I'm spending money. I am generally not, but I can also be the kind of person that spends a lot of money at one time. I know some of my triggers. We're going to be talking about triggers here right away, but I want to be aware of where I'm spending money because I know I have a tendency to like do a little bit here, a little bit there, and then it adds up at the end of the month. And overall, I just want to spend less. I actually just, do you ever get that feeling? Because this is where I'm at right now. Every now and then where it's like, I kind of just wish my house would burn down and I could like start over without having to deal with all the stuff. I know a person can get rid of all this stuff, and I have done purges and been more minimalistic in the past, but it is such an emotional process to get rid of things, which is why I shouldn't bring in so many things. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling a little bit of an overwhelm. I am still working on decluttering, but I want to also like curb my spending so I'm not bringing so much stuff in. So there's a little look into why I want to be doing this. There are a couple of things I'm going into February with some knowledge of. I have been looking back at the last month's spending. Obviously there's Christmas in there, so it's a little different than like the norm. But I've been paying attention to some of the places we've been spending money. And when I say we, I mean pretty much me. and writing these things down because I want to know the different places that I spend money at. So thrift stores, dollar stores, because I have an obsession with notebooks and such, bookstores. So I want to be aware of how the money has been spent previously and go into February with the knowledge that I'm not going to be spending money in those places. My plan is to not spend above and beyond our necessities, which I'll talk about in a minute. But in addition to going back and looking at the last month's spending, just tripping all over my words today, I'm also looking at our subscriptions. Now, normally I think Jared and I are pretty good at, if we're going to subscribe to something, even if it's like the free trial or whatever, I normally write a note to myself to cancel it before I get charged. And he is really good at that. He's way better at this whole money thing than I am. But then both of us got dinged this last month. He forgot to cancel his Kindle Unlimited subscription, and I forgot to cancel Scribd. And Kindle Unlimited, I believe he has now canceled it, so it's good to go. But Scribd, this shouldn't be a thing, but the second you cancel, your membership is over, even if you paid for an entire month and like the day you cancel, it's over. And I'm currently listening to a book, so my plan is to finish this book ASAP so I can cancel my subscription. Okay, and so now I want to talk about what it is we are actually going to be spending money on in this next month. So we have 2 subscriptions that I wrote down that we are paying. We pay for Amazon Prime. We keep all our photos and everything on their storage, cloud storage, plus we use Amazon quite a bit. We get quite a bit of our gluten-free groceries from there and pretty much everything else, especially in winter when the other option is to brave the freezing cold. So we're going to be keeping that subscription. And then another subscription we have is YouTube Premium. Jared and I both watch quite a bit of YouTube, and we don't have any other TV subscriptions. We don't do Netflix, we don't have Disney Plus, nothing else other than Amazon Prime is our only other, or like Prime Video is our only other TV subscription, so that is also part of our Prime. So I believe those are like our 2 subscriptions that we have. Okay, so then some of the exceptions, like what are we actually going to be spending money on this month? We have our mortgage. We have gas for the vehicle, which isn't a ton because we haven't had a lot of driving to do recently. Jared works from home and most of our driving is really close to us, so there's not a ton there, but obviously you need a bit of gas for the car. We've got bills, we have to pay for utilities and insurance for the vehicle and plates, etc. That kind of stuff obviously is happening. But what I am not going to be spending money on is any kind of eating out. It's just not going to happen this month. I'm just gonna be more creative if that is something that I want to do. No shopping. So this means no book outlet, no thrift stores, no dollar stores. Yeah, if I really want a book, I'm gonna have to go look at some little free libraries or something because I'm not buying anything. So I could also go to the library, I guess. I use that a lot too. But no buying, renting movies. Not that we really do that very often anyway. Honestly, like that's like maybe once a year, but nothing like that, nothing extra. And it's hard to think about what some people consider extras and what some people consider necessities. This includes like, I'd say like no coffee out, but I don't even drink coffee, so that's not even an option for me. So besides pretty much like the things that have to come out monthly that are pretty much automatic, like bills, mortgage, etc., I'm not going to be spending any money, hopefully. And then it's kind of like 2 things I want to get out of this, other than the things I talked about at the beginning. I want to just be more creative with my spending or lack of spending. If someone wants to go out and do something, I want to try to think of an alternative where I don't have to spend money. Valentine's is coming up in February, and I wanted to do a few things for some friends, and I'm going to see how I can do that without spending any money. We'll see how that works. And then I also want to work on practicing gratitude. I'm thinking of keeping a gratitude journal during the month of February and writing down just all sorts of different things that I am thankful for and seeing how that goes. Now, if I get the urge to buy something in the month of February, what I want to do is keep a running list of the thing that I would like to buy. Let's say it's a certain book, or I mean, here's something that I am actually wanting right now, but I'm not going to buy, and that is another camera lens. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing them down, writing why I want it, writing the date that I want it, and making myself sit on it, like not like literally sit on it, but think about it, and think about, is this purchase actually going to be beneficial to my life, or am I just going for that like high of buying something new? And then also, is this going to clutter my house that I am trying to declutter? Because if it is, then there's no point. It's not really going to add anything to our lives. So this all comes out of a desire to be a better steward of what I have been given. God has blessed us with so much, and I know that I definitely haven't used it to the best of my ability. I would like to be able to save more so we can give more. That is one of my huge goals. So there is a little bit of an outline on what I am planning on doing in February. I wanted to do this video early enough so that if anyone is interested in joining, you can just leave me a comment. I can pray for you throughout the month of February as you also try to not spend money, and then I will check back in at the beginning of March and share how the month went. I plan on kind of like keeping a list of different things, like I said, things I want to spend, maybe some new thoughts or ideas that came to me this month as a result. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This is way too much fun. Hopefully I didn't lose anything there.